Rick Weaver, Fred Woodson, and Henry Barrow back on a very warm, humid night in Miami. Waiting for the official's whistle, the ball is teed up, and Lee and Jenkins are deep to receive the kickoff. There it is, and here comes Ray forward, gets the toe into it, he gets it high. It is not going to be a deep kick. Charlie Lee will grab it at the 7, to the 10, finds the hole to the 20, 25, and is dragged down at the 27-yard line. The Dolphins will start from their 27. Greasy, the quarterback. Kick and Zonka, the running backs. Warfield and Twilley, the wide receivers. Meyer Fleming, the tight end. Moore and Crusan, the tackles. Kuchenberg and Little, the guards. And Langer, the center. Second down and 7 for the Dolphins from their 30-yard line. Zonka and Morris are the split backs. In behind Greasy. Greasy waits for the snap from center. A long count at the line of scrimmage. He hands off. Counter trap. Zonka through a hole on the left side. Gets out across the 35 and is knocked off his feet at the 36-yard line. Zonka, who last year rushed for over 1,000 yards for the second straight time, was tackled by Larry Brooks. Third down and 1. Dolphins from their 36-yard line. Greasy hands to Zonk. He rams it across the left side and gets the first down out to the 40-yard line. First down, Dolphins from their 40-yard line. We've just started the ball game. Greasy spins, hands to the Merc, cuts outside, turns the corner, 45, 50. It is dragged out of bounds on the far side of the field at the Rams' 49-yard line. Ball in Rams territory for the first time. First down, Miami at the Los Angeles 49. Greasy up under center on the snap, drops to throw, short drop, fires to the near side, caught, great reception, and down immediately is Howard Twilley at the Rams' 40-yard line. 11 minutes, 39 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score, but the Dolphins on the move. Under Bob Greasy's direction, Warfield, wide receiver split left, Twilley to the near side. Zonka and Kick are the split backs. In behind Greasy from the Rams' 40-yard line on the snap, handoff to Sundance, sweep to the right, he turns the corner, puts his head down, and rams his way to the 36-yard line. Larry Zonka running like the Larry Zonka of old tonight, seeing his first preseason action since the college all-star game. Warfield out of the huddle, spreads to the far side, Twilley to the near side. A second down and 8, Dolphins from the Rams' 34-yard line. A slot right is Jim Kick. Zonka the only back in behind Greasy. Bob on the snap, drops straight back to throw, has time, fires for Warfield. He's got it for 20. He's knocked down at the 15-yard line. 19 yards on the pass completion. Greasy is now 2 for 2, hitting his favorite target, Paul Warfield, and the Dolphins have a first down at the Rams' 15-yard line. The 2nd and 4 for a first down, and 9 yards to go for a score. Warfield spreads to the far side, Twilley to the near side. Morris and Zonka the split backs in behind Greasy. Bob on the snap, hands to the Merc, sweep to the near side. He turns the corner at the 5, the 4. He's got it, touchdown, Dolphins. Woodrow Morris from 9 yards out, and the Dolphins draw first blood with 9:06 to go in this first quarter. And that looked easy. Greasy just sliced him up. The snap set down, the kick is up, partially blocked, but it got through the uprights. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score, Miami 7, Los Angeles nothing. Rick Weaver back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. A typical Bob Greasy execution move. 72-yard drive, 10 plays. Morris scored on a 9-yard sweep. The Dolphins picked up 5 first downs in that drive, 4 by rushing, 1 by passing. Zonka carried 5 times, 23 yards. Morris 2 carries for 21. And Warfield was a big receiver with that 19-yard reception. Defensively for Miami, Denherter, Fernandez, along with Bob Hines at right tackle, Bill Stanfield at right end. Doug Swift at the strong side linebacker, Nick Bonaconte in the middle, Mike Cole on the weak side. The corners are Tim Foley and Curtis Johnson. The safeties are Jake Scott and Dick Anderson. For the Rams, Jim Bertelson, 2-year man from Texas. Larry Smith, the 5-year veteran from Florida, will be the running backs. John Hadle, 12-year man from Kansas, the quarterback. The tight end is Bob Klein, and Dick Gordon, along with Jack Snow, are the wide receivers. Tim Stokes is at offensive left tackle, Rich Saul at left guard, Willie Parker at center, Joe Schiavelli at right guard, John Williams at right tackle. Now let's see what the Rams offense can do. Third down and 14, and the Dolphins put in Bob Matheson on the prevent defense. Bob Hines is out. This is the Dolphins' 53 defense. Third and 14, it's used when the other team is in an obvious passing long yardage situation. The Rams back at their 30-yard line. Let's see what Hadle comes up with. 6:20 to go. He drops back, sets up to fire, has time, fires the middle. It is knocked down by Tim Foley. Fine defensive play by the Dolphins' left cornerback. Went up over the shoulder of Dick Gordon, the intended receiver, up at the Rams' 47, and knocked the ball to the ground. The Dolphins lead by a score of 7-0. 5 minutes, 2 seconds to play in the first quarter, following that 55-yard punt by Dave Chappell. Greasy ready to go to work. Second down and 12 from the Dolphins' 19. Play fake, drops the throw, swings a pass out, kick, has a screen, 20, 25, 30, 35 to the 40, 45 and out of bounds. The 45-yard line on the far side of the field in Miami territory. Al Clark, the left cornerback, knocked him out of bounds from behind. As Bob Greasy swings the screen out after a play fake, Zonka hitting the middle. Kick was the receiver, picked up good blocking down the far sideline, 24 yards, and the Dolphins pick up a first down at the Miami 44-yard line. Jim Kick comes out. Mercury Morris replaces him. Greasy is 3 for 3, 51 yards in the passing department. Warfield spreads far side, Briscoe near side. Here's the handoff. Merck, big hole, right side, 45, 50, 45, down to the Rams 43-yard line. Rambo's Mercury Morris. Al Clark, the left cornerback, along with free safety Cullen Bryant, makes the stop. 13 yards for Mercury Morris, and he looks like he has never been away. This Dolphin offensive line, however, is opening up huge holes in the Rams defense. The ball is put down at the 43 in Rams territory. That, of course, is another Miami first down. And the Dolphins, under Bob Greasy's direction, looking like the team that went 17-0 last year after 4 rather lethargic performances thus far in preseason. But they look like they have it tonight. On third down and 17, the ball at the Rams 37-yard line. Briscoe splits far side. Warfield fully to the near side. Here is Greasy throwing deep downfield for Briscoe. He makes the catch for a touchdown. Holy cow, what a grab. Marlon Briscoe leaped high in the air with Cullen Bryant and Dave Elmendorf, the two safeties, hanging all over him right at the goal line. They were swatting at the ball and swatting at him. He held on to it and went into the end zone for the score. A sensational catch by Briscoe, 37 yards from Greasy, with 1:52 to go in this first quarter. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with the score. The Dolphins 14, the Rams nothing. That last drive, 79 yards, 8 plays. Greasy to Briscoe on a sensational grab at the goal line by Marlin of 37 yards. The whistle sound, the gun sounds, and that's the end of the first quarter. Dolphin action continues from the Orange Bowl with the score. Miami 14, Los Angeles nothing. Hadel ready to go to work with Bertelsen and Smith, the split-backs, in behind him. He is dropping back deep to throw now. Sets up, gets a rush. Denherter's got him, and he won't let him go. He's going to eat him alive back at the 42-yard line. Hadel is up for the second time. Bill Stanfill also in on the stop. Denherter got him by the shoulder pad and refused to let go, and the cruncher was applied by Stanfill from the other side. So the ball is put down back at the Los Angeles 43, and this brings in the punter, Chappell. The ball is at the Dolphins' 24-yard line as Bob Greasy will go to work, and he has thrown, incidentally, over the past couple of games, 14 consecutive pass completions, and he says he's not sharp. Play fake, Greasy dropping back to throw. He's setting up, firing deep down the near side. Warfield, great catch out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Warfield, 26-yard pass completion, run out by Gene Howard, the right cornerback. Warfield coming off the far side, right up the seam of the zone, and Greasy hit him beautifully for the completion out of bounds at the midfield stripe. First down, Miami. First down, Miami at the Los Angeles 35. Kick is back in. He and Zonka are the I-backs. Greasy on the snap. Here's the pitch to Kick. Sweep to the right. Gets a block from Preseason. Cuts back to his left at the 30. Running down to the 31, to the 26 to the 25-yard line. Al Clark and Phil Olsen make the tackle on the play. Jim Kick made a great cutback, as only he can do. He started outside. Preseason took the linebacker and moved him out away from the play, and then Kick made his cutback to the left and rambles down to the 26. Total yardage on the pass for Los Angeles, 22, and Miami has picked up a total of 187 thus far. 98 on the pass and 89 by rushing. So the Dolphins have really dominated the ball game offensively. It's a third down and 1. The ball at the Rams 26. The two tight ends are up there now as the power blocking unit is in. Here's Greasy. Play fakes again. Drops the throw. He is firing in the middle. It is caught and dropped. Paul Warfield, the intended receiver at the goal line. He had a couple of defensive backs sandwiching him in between them, Cullen Bryant and Dave Elmendorf. He had the ball bounce off his fingertips. What a sensational grab that would have been. Garrow's field goal team is in. He will try a 33-yard field goal. He had 3 last week, 1 of 53 yards. Morrow will hold it from the far inbounds hash mark. Snap set down. The kick is up. He has the distance. It is perfect. Garo Yepremian back in excellent form with 12:21 to go in the second quarter. That drive, 50 yards, 6 plays. The elapsed time of the drive, 2 minutes. Garo, a 33-yard field goal. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl. The score, the Dolphins 17, the Rams nothing. We have a new quarterback, Jim Harris, who has played most of his career in the NFL with Buffalo. Will be the quarterback for Los Angeles. Hadel in his appearance, 2 for 4 for 25 yards, and he was sacked twice. Harris, showing that he can put the ball on target and throw deep, was going for broke that time. But Stuckey was there to cover on the play, and it's just a long out, as they say in baseball. The clock is stopped on the incompletion, 8 seconds to go. This could be the last play of the half. Back to throw is Harris. He is firing deep up the far side, intended for Jackson, and boom! A flag on the play. Interference is going to be called at the 21-yard line. Curtis Johnson. I know you can hear the fans' reaction in the background. So there is no time showing on the clock. And David Ray comes in to try a field goal, a 27-yarder from the far inbounds hash mark. And Steve Priest will hold. That penalty, of course, gives the Rams a life for a field goal attempt.
First unit defense is back in, mostly.
Lloyd Mumford, of course, who is a specialist at blocking field goals for the Dolphins, is not playing. Ray will try a 28-yard field goal. Here's the snap. Again, a bad snap. The kick is up, and it is no good. Off to the kicker's left. That, again, was a bad snap, and the holder, Priest, had to pull it off his right hip and put it in front of him before Ray could kick it. Ken Hyman, the center, is having a rough time on the snaps, and so the Rams do not get a score, as that's the end of the first half. With the score at halftime, the Dolphins 17, the Rams nothing. The ball at the Rams 30-yard line, 3rd down and 4. As they spread the receivers to the far side of the field, Jim Harris, the quarterback, drops back to throw. He sets up, has time, now fires the middle, open with the reception to the 40, 45 to the 50 is Les Josephson down into Dolphins territory at the 48-yard line. Jake Scott, Nick Bonacani on the stop. And that, of course, is a first down for the Rams at the Dolphins' 48-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 situation for the Rams at the Miami 46-yard line. Here's Harris back to throw again. Good pressure. He fires. It is caught by Snow. A great catch, and he's down immediately at the Miami 30-yard line. There was a hook pattern, and Snow down, hooked into the inbounds hash mark. And Harris, under great pressure from the Dolphins' rush, got the ball up high enough, and Snow went into the air and came down with a circus catch. First down for the Rams at the Dolphin 30-yard line. Snow, that's his first reception, 16 yards. Ball at the Dolphins 30. Harris drops the throw, has good protection, drops the screen out to McCutcheon at the 30, 25 to the 20, to the 15 to the 10. He's going to score. Touchdown, Rams. So the Rams finally break the ice. That drive, 76 yards, 7 plays. McCutcheon on the screen pass from Harris. Conversion by Ray, and it's a 17-7 score. The Dolphins out in front. 10:53 to go in the 3rd quarter. Marv Fleming will be the tight end. Earl Morrow will be the quarterback. Charlie Lee will be at one of the running backs. The ball at the 14-yard line. 2nd down and 9. Dolphins at the Rams 14. Briscoe splits to the far side. Rather to the near side. Kick. And Ginn, or check it. Tom Smith and Ginn are the split backs. Here's Morrow firing. It is intended for Rather. Intercepted at the 2-yard line by cornerback Eddie McMillan, and he is down right there. The rookie from Florida State picked off the pass intended for Rather down at the goal line, and they're going to mark it at the 1-yard line. So Morrow has one picked off, and the Rams stop the drive. That Dolphin drive, which did not score because McMillan intercepted Morrow's pass at the 1-yard line, 72 yards, 11 plays that consumed 4 minutes. And there is the gun. That's the end of the 3rd period. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl in hot and humid Miami with a score. The Dolphins 17, the Rams 7. Jim Harris, the quarterback. Les Josephson, Larry McCutcheon, the running backs. The wide receivers are Dick Gordon and Jack Snow. Jim Harris, who has gone most of the way. And since Hadel started the ball game, Harris has played practically the entire 2nd quarter and all the way in the 2nd half. Engineered the only touchdown drive. Here's Josephson bouncing off tacklers over the right side, dragging people with him across the 35 out to the 40-yard line. And this guy still appears to have it. 9 years running and being pounced upon by big defensive linemen and linebackers in this league, and he can still run. First down, Rams from their 42-yard line. We've got Sweet split to the near side, Jackson off to the far side. Dolphins, under Bob Greasy's direction, leading 17-7.
Here is Harris, play fake, has time, firing deep upfield. It's Jackson. He's got it, 5, touchdown. Dick Anderson had a shot at him and missed him. The Rams got back in it, took the ball, marched it 99 yards, and Harris hit a 58-yard bomb to Harold Jackson. 12 minutes and 33 seconds left to play in this fourth quarter. Dolphin football action will continue in 1 minute. The score, the Dolphins 17, the Rams 14. Henry, the last time the Dolphins were scored upon by a pass was Garrow's miscue in the Super Bowl game. The ball is at the 33-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 10. Kick has come into the offensive backfield. Briscoe splits near side. Back to throw. Goes Morrill. Has plenty of time. He fires. It is overthrown. Incomplete. He threw it high, intended for kick. Up at the 41. Defensing on the play was Dave Elmendorf. Earl does not appear yet to have his timing down. He's either thrown high or low and has hit just a few receivers thus far in the ball game. He's 5 for 11 for 79 yards unofficially and has had 1 interception. That incompletion brings in the punting unit. Seipel will kick. And back go Bertelsen and Elmendorf. He gets the kick out of there. End over end. It'll be taken by Elmendorf at the Rams 30. Starts for the far sideline. Is caught. Breaks off a tackle. 35, 40. 45 to the 50, and he's hit and knocked out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. They had him back at the 35-yard line, and he got away. Jim Langer is the man who brings him down. That was not a good kick by Seipel that time. Elmendorf returned at 21 yards. The Rams have it at the Dolphins' 49-yard line with 10 minutes, 3 seconds to go. And the Dolphins lead now down to 17-14. Harris remains the quarterback. Josephson and McCutcheon and the running backs. First down Rams at the Dolphins' 38-yard line. Jim Harris has looked good at quarterback. Hands to Josephson. Here's the end around reverse. And Gordon is caught by Denherter, who was waiting for him for a big loss back at the 47-yard line. A tremendous defensive play by Vern Denherter. And boy, what improvement this guy has made since he came to this ball club, a rookie just 2 years ago, was one of the premier defensive ends of the league. Last year, just in his 3rd year from Central of Iowa at 6'6", 250. 2nd and 19, Rams from the Dolphin 47-yard line. Harris with McCutcheon and Josephson as the split backs in behind him. Long count at the line of scrimmage, waiting for the snap. He drops back to throw, being rushed, falls down, gets up, and Stanfield wraps him up back at the Rams 45, but they're going to say his knee. He was down officially back at the 44. Bob Matheson also put the pressure on, and he's the man who forced Harris into slipping, and Stanfield gets the sack. That is the 5th sack for the Dolphins in this ball game. And they were coming that time. Another 9-yard loss back at the Los Angeles 44 brings up a 3rd and 28. 7:04 to go in the ball game. Dolphins lead 17-14, 3rd and 28. They have to get to the Dolphins 29 for a first down. Harris drops back to throw. Being pursued again. He is caught. Stanfield's got him, and they toss him for a loss back at the L.A. Rams 35-yard line. Vern Denherter really put the pressure on. Stanfield is the man who will get the sack, however. They mark it at the 36, and what a job the Dolphins' no-name defense did. Chappell comes in to punt. They had excellent field position down at their the Dolphins' 38-yard line, and they wind up with this drive back at their own 36. The Dolphins' defense, the best in the NFL against the score. First in total defense last year also in the NFL and the AFC. Chappell will stand back at the 21. Jake Scott is in to handle the punt receiving chores. Here is the kick, and Chappell booms a tremendous kick out of there. They're going to let it bounce inside the 5, and a slow bounce, and it finally gets into the end zone before the coverage can get down to cover it. 64 yards on the punt by Dave Chappell, and he got off a beauty that time. And Earl Morrow will try to move his ball club. He had a drive going a while ago, and a pass interception at the 1-yard line stopped the Dolphins. Briscoe split near side, rather to the far side. The backs from the eye, pitched again, sweep to the left, and he does not get the corner turn, fumbles the ball. It's loose back inside the 20. A big scramble for it. And I believe the Rams are going to come up with it. They're still battling each other down there for it. We have not received the official's indication. And the Rams do come up with the football. And the Dolphins' great defensive effort of just a moment ago goes for naught as the offense can't move the football, and Ginn fumbles it on the first time out. The Rams have it at the 18. It'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 13 at the Dolphins' 19-yard line. They're definitely within field goal range with 5:04 to go. From the Dolphins' 19-yard line, a third down and 13. This is the big play for the Rams right here. Here's Harris dropping back to throw. Gets the rush. He has to eat it. Back at the 27. Baltimore was the first man to get to him. Back at the Dolphins' 27-yard line. Vern Denherter, that is the 7th quarterback sack in the ball game for the Dolphins. And so they send in the field goal unit. Waiting for the snap, set down, the kick is up. He's got the distance. It is no good. Off to the left side. Off to the kicker's left. And Ray is dumbfounded. He has missed a couple of crucial field goals tonight. And the Dolphins defense holds. And they get a break, so the Dolphins will take over at their 20-yard line. And now let's see if we can move the football with 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And the Earl Morrall is ready to go. 3rd and 13, 1:51 to go. Ball at the Dolphins' 34-yard line. Morrall, hands off. Here's the end around with Ginn, the ball carrier. Not the end around, but the delay with Hubert Ginn taking just one juke step in the backfield and then hesitating, taking the handoff from Morrall coming around. And he's knocked to his feet at the 36-yard line. A gain of a couple yards on the play, and that'll bring up a punting situation since they needed 11. Jim Youngblood, the middle linebacker, makes the stop. Bertelsen and Elmendorf back to field the punt of Larry Seiple. Here is the snap. No rush. He gets off. A beauty. A long, high spiral. Back at the 10. Bertelsen, 15 to the 20. Breaks the tackle, 25, up to the 30, still going. They better get him at the 35 to the 40. Great block. He's at the 45 and runs it out to the 46. And finally nailing him after 4 or 5 people missed him was Ed Newman, a rookie from Duke. 1 minute and 16 seconds to go. So the Rams ain't dead yet. Here's the big play of the game for the Rams, 3rd and 8 from their 48-yard line. With 1 minute and 3 seconds to go, the Dolphins with a 3-point lead. Back to throw goes Harris again. He gets good protection, swings the screen to McCutcheon, 45, 50. He is knocked down and rolls out of bounds on the far side of the field at the Miami 47. That is not enough for a first down. David Ray comes in to try a field goal. He's missed 2 already tonight. And if indeed this is a field goal, Priest will hold. It'll be a 53-yarder. He missed one just a moment ago from 33. Snap. Set down, the kick is partially blocked. It's way short. Rolls into the end zone for a touchback. He did not hit the ball well, and I think somebody got it with a hand because it had no trajectory to it at all. So the Dolphins defense holds once again, and they will have the football at their 20-yard line with just 14 seconds left on the clock, and they will run out the clock. The Dolphins leading 17-14. If they can hold on to the football, we'll have won their 4th game against no losses and 1 tie, and will have emerged victorious for the 22nd time in their last 23 outings, and will go against the Vikings from where this long streak started, the final game of the preseason last year right here in this stadium, when the Dolphins, under Bob Greasy's direction, beat Minnesota 21-19. So they'll just play ball control now. Morrall brings his ball club up. Smith and Ginn. Morrall just falls on the football. Los Angeles has no timeouts remaining. The Dolphins have this ball game won. The clock moving with 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's the old ball game. The Dolphins hang on as David Ray misses a couple of crucial field goals in the second half. The final score, Dolphins 17, the Rams 14.